ABS only activates when wheels are about to lock up. ABS does not necessarily shorten your stopping distance, but it does help you keep the vehicle under control during hard braking. 2.18.1 How anti-lock braking systems work. Sensors detect potential wheel lockup. An electronic control unit, ECU, will then decrease brake pressure to avoid wheel lockup. Brake pressure is adjusted to provide the maximum braking without danger of lockup. ABS works far faster than the driver can respond to potential wheel lockup. At all other times, the brake system will operate normally. 2.18.2 Vehicles required to have anti-lock braking systems. The Department of Transportation requires that ABS be on truck tractors with air brakes built on or after March 1, 1997. Other air brake vehicles, trucks, buses, trailers, and converter dollies built on or after March 1, 1998. Hydraulically braked trucks and buses with a gross vehicle weight rating of 10,000 pounds or more built on or after March 1, 1999. Many commercial vehicles built before these dates have been voluntarily equipped with ABS. 2.18.3 How to know if your vehicle is equipped with ABS. Tractors, trucks, and buses will have yellow ABS malfunction lamps on the instrument panel. Trailers will have yellow ABS malfunction lamps on the left side, either on the front or rear corner. Dollies manufactured on or after March 1, 1998 are required to have a lamp on the left side. As a system check on newer vehicles, the malfunction lamp comes on at startup for a bulb check and then goes out quickly. On older systems, the lamp could stay on until you are driving over 5 mph. If the lamp stays on after the bulb check or goes on once you are underway, you may have lost ABS control. In the case of towed units manufactured before it was required by the Department of Transportation, it may be difficult to tell if the unit is equipped with ABS. Look under the vehicle for the ECU and wheel speed sensor wires coming from the back of the brakes. 2.18.4 How ABS helps you. When you brake hard on slippery surfaces in a vehicle without ABS, your wheels may lock up. When your steering wheels lock up, you lose steering control. When your other wheels lock up, you may skid, jackknife, or even spin the vehicle. ABS helps you avoid wheel lockup and maintain control. You may or may not be able to stop faster with ABS, but you should be able to steer around an obstacle while braking and avoid skids caused by overbraking. 2.18.5 ABS on the tractor only or only on the trailer. Having ABS on only the tractor, only the trailer, or even on only one axle still gives you more control over the vehicle during braking. Brake normally. When only the tractor has ABS, you should be able to maintain steering control and there is less chance of jackknifing. But keep your eye on the trailer and let up on the brakes if you can safely do so if it begins to swing out. When only the trailer has ABS, the trailer is less likely to swing out, but if you lose steering control or start a tractor jackknife, let up on the brakes, if you can safely do so, until you regain control. 2.18.6 Braking with ABS. When you drive a vehicle with ABS, you should brake as you always have. In other words, use only the braking force necessary to stop safely and stay in control. Brake the same way, regardless of whether you have ABS on the bus, tractor, the trailer, or both. As you slow down, monitor your tractor and trailer and back off the brakes, if it is safe to do so, to stay in control. There is only one exception to this procedure. If you drive a straight truck or combination with working ABS on all axles, in an emergency stop, you can fully apply the brakes. 2.18.7 Braking if ABS is not working. Without ABS, you still have normal brake functions. Drive and brake as you always have. Vehicles with ABS have yellow malfunction lamps to tell you if something isn't working. As a system check on newer vehicles, the malfunction lamp comes on at startup for a bulb check and then goes out quickly. On older systems, the lamp could stay on until you are driving over 5 mph. If the lamp stays on after the bulb check, or goes on once you are underway, you may have lost ABS control on one or more wheels. Remember, if your ABS malfunctions, you still have regular brakes. Drive normally, but get the system serviced soon. 2.18.8 Safety Reminders. ABS won't allow you to drive faster, follow more closely, or drive less carefully. ABS won't prevent power or turning skids. ABS should prevent brake-induced skids or jackknifes, but not those caused by spinning the drive wheels or going too fast in a turn. ABS won't necessarily shorten stopping distance. ABS will help maintain vehicle control, but not always shorten stopping distance. ABS won't increase or decrease ultimate stopping power. ABS is an add-on to your normal brakes, not a replacement for them. ABS won't change the way you normally brake. Under normal brake conditions, your vehicle will stop as it always stopped. ABS only comes into play when a wheel would normally have locked up because of over-braking. ABS won't compensate for bad brakes or poor brake maintenance. Remember, the best vehicle safety feature is still a safe driver. Remember, drive so you never need to use your ABS. Remember, if you need it, ABS could help to prevent a serious crash. 2.19 Skid Control and Recovery. A skid happens whenever the tires lose their grip on the road. This is caused in one of 4 ways: over-braking, braking too hard, and locking up the wheels. Skids also can occur when using the speed retarder when the road is slippery. Oversteering, turning the wheels more sharply than the vehicle can turn. Over-acceleration, supplying too much power to the drive wheels, causing them to spin. Driving too fast. Most serious skids result from driving too fast for road conditions. Drivers who adjust their driving to conditions don't over-accelerate and don't have to overbrake or oversteer from too much speed. 2.19.1 Drive wheel skids. By far the most common skid is one in which the rear wheels lose traction through excessive braking or acceleration. Skids caused by acceleration usually happen on ice or snow. Taking your foot off the accelerator can easily stop them. If it is very slippery, push the clutch in. Otherwise, the engine can keep the wheels from rolling freely and regaining traction. Rear wheel braking skids occur when the rear drive wheels lock. Because locked wheels have less traction than rolling wheels, the rear wheels usually slide sideways in an attempt to catch up with the front wheels. In a bus or straight truck, the vehicle will slide sideways in a spin-out. With vehicles towing trailers, a drive wheel skid can let the trailer push the towing vehicle sideways, causing a sudden jackknife. See Figure 2.19. Illustration, Figure 2.19, caption reads, Tractor Jackknife. Highlighted within the illustration, reading from the top, line of travel, direction of slide, rear tractor wheels locked up or spinning. Continuing with the text. 2.19.2 Correcting a drive wheel braking skid. Do the following to correct a drive wheel braking skid. Stop braking. This will let the rear wheels roll again and keep the rear wheels from sliding any further. If on ice, push in the clutch to let the wheels turn freely. Turn quickly. When a vehicle begins to slide sideways, quickly steer in the direction you want the vehicle to go down the road. You must turn the wheel quickly. Countersteer. As a vehicle turns back on course, it has a tendency to keep on turning. Unless you turn the steering wheel quickly the other way, you may find yourself skidding in the opposite direction. Learning to stay off the brake, Turn the steering wheel quickly, push in the clutch, and countersteer in a skid takes a lot of practice. The best place to get this practice is on a large driving range or skid pad. 2.19.3 Front wheel skids. Driving too fast for conditions causes most front wheel skids. Other causes include lack of tread on the front tires and cargo loaded so not enough weight is on the front axle. In a front wheel skid, the front end tends to go in a straight line regardless of how much you turn the steering wheel. On a very slippery surface, you may not be able to steer around a curve or turn. When a front wheel skid occurs, the only way to stop the skid is to let the vehicle slow down. Stop turning and or braking so hard. Slow down as quickly as possible without skidding. Subsections 2.17, 2.18, and 2.19. Test your knowledge. 1. Stopping is not always the safest thing to do in an emergency. True or false? 2. What are some advantages of going right instead of left around an obstacle? 3. What is an escape ramp? 4. If a tire blows out, you should put the brakes on hard to stop quickly. True or false? 5. How do you know if your vehicle has anti-lock brakes? 6. What is the proper braking technique when driving a vehicle with anti-lock brakes? 7. How do anti-lock brakes help you? These questions may be on the test. If you can't answer them all, reread subsections 2.17, 2.18, and 2.19. 2.20 Crash procedures. When you're in a crash and not seriously hurt, you need to act to prevent further damage or injury. The basic steps to be taken at any crash are to protect the area, notify authorities, care for the injured. 2.20.1 Protect the area. The first thing to do at a crash scene is to keep another crash from happening in the same spot. To protect the crash area, if your vehicle is involved in the crash, try to get it to the side of the road. This will help prevent another crash and allow traffic to move. If you're stopping to help, park away from the crash. The area immediately around the crash will be needed for emergency vehicles. Put on your flashers. Set out reflective triangles to warn other traffic. Make sure other drivers can see them in time to avoid the crash. 2.20.2 Notify authorities. If you have a cell phone or CB, call for assistance before you get out of your vehicle. If not, wait until after the crash scene has been properly protected, then phone or send someone to phone the police. Try to determine where you are so you can give the exact location. 2.20.3 Care for the injured. If a qualified person is at the crash and helping the injured, stay out of the way unless asked to assist. Otherwise, do the best you can to help any injured parties. Here are some simple steps to follow in giving assistance. Don't move a severely injured person unless the danger of fire or passing traffic makes it necessary. Stop heavy bleeding by applying direct pressure to the wound. Keep the injured person warm. 2.21 Fires. Truck fires can cause damage and injury. Learn the causes of fires and how to prevent them. Know what to do to extinguish fires. 2.21.1 Causes of fire. The following are some causes of vehicle fires: after crashes, spilled fuel, improper use of flares, tires, underinflated tires and duals that touch, electrical system, short circuits due to damaged insulation, loose connections, fuel, driver smoking, improper fueling, loose fuel connections, cargo, flammable cargo, improperly sealed or loaded cargo, poor ventilation. 2.21.2 Fire prevention. Pay attention to the following: pre-trip inspection. Make a complete inspection of the electrical, fuel, and exhaust systems, tires, and cargo. Be sure to check that the fire extinguisher is charged. En route inspection. Check the tires, wheels, and truck body for signs of heat whenever you stop during a trip. Follow safe procedures. Follow correct safety procedures for fueling the vehicle, using brakes, handling flares, and other activities that can cause a fire. Monitoring. Check the instruments and gauges often for signs of overheating and use the mirrors to look for signs of smoke from tires or the vehicle. Caution. Use normal caution in handling anything flammable. 2.21.3 Firefighting. Knowing how to fight fires is important. Drivers who didn't know what to do have made fires worse. Know how the fire extinguisher works. Study the instructions printed on the extinguisher before you need it. Here are some procedures to follow in case of fire. Pull off the road. The first step is to get the vehicle off the road and stop. In doing so, park in an open area away from buildings, trees, brush, other vehicles, or anything that might catch fire. Don't pull into a service station. Notify emergency services of your problem and your location. Keep the fire from spreading. Before trying to put out the fire, make sure that it doesn't spread any further. With an engine fire, turn off the engine as soon as you can. Don't open the hood if you can avoid it. Shoot foam through louvers, radiator, or from the vehicle's underside. For a cargo fire in a van or box trailer, leave the doors shut, especially if your cargo contains hazardous materials. Opening the van doors will supply the fire with oxygen and can cause it to burn very fast. Extinguish the fire. Here are some rules to follow in putting out a fire. When using the extinguisher, stay as far away from the fire as possible. Aim at the source or base of the fire, not up in the flames. Use the right fire extinguisher. Figures 2.20 and 2.21 detail the type of fire extinguisher to use by class of fire. The BC type fire extinguisher is designed to work on electrical fires and burning liquids. The ABC type is designed to work on burning wood, paper, and cloth as well. Water can be used on wood, paper, or cloth, but don't use water on an electrical fire, can cause shock, or a gasoline fire. It will spread the flames. A burning tire must be cooled. Lots of water may be required. If you're not sure what to use, especially on a hazardous materials fire, wait for firefighters. Position yourself upwind. Let the wind carry the extinguisher to the fire. Continue until whatever was burning has been cooled. Absence of smoke or flame does not mean the fire cannot restart. Chart Figure 2.20. Caption reads, Class and Type of Fires. Class A, Type, Wood, Paper, Ordinary Combustibles. Extinguished by cooling and quenching using water or dry chemicals. Class B, Type, Gasoline, oil, grease, other greasy liquids. Extinguished by smothering, cooling, or heat shielding using carbon dioxide or dry chemicals. Class C, Electric equipment fires. Extinguished with non-conducting agents such as carbon dioxide and dry chemicals. Do not use water. Class D, Fires in combustible metals. Extinguished by using specialized extinguishing powders. Chart, caption reads, Class of fires and type of extinguisher. Class of fire, B or C. Fire extinguisher type, regular dry chemical. Class of fire, A, B, C, or D. Fire extinguisher type, multi-purpose dry chemical. Class of fire, D. Fire extinguisher type, Purple K dry chemical. Class of fire, B or C. Fire extinguisher type, KCl dry chemical. Class of fire, D. Fire extinguisher type, dry powder special compound. Class of fire, B or C. Fire extinguisher type, carbon dioxide, dry. Class of fire B or C. Fire extinguisher type halogenated agent, gas. Class of fire A. Fire extinguisher type water. Class of fire A. Fire extinguisher type water with antifreeze. Class of fire A or B. Fire extinguisher type water, loaded steam style. Class of fire B on some A. Fire extinguisher type foam. Continuing with the text. Subsections 2.20 and 2.21. Test your knowledge. 1. What are some things to do at a crash scene to prevent another crash? 2. Name 2 causes of tire fires. 3. What kinds of fires is a BC extinguisher not good for? 4. When using your extinguisher, should you get as close as possible to the fire? 5. Name some causes of vehicle fires. These questions may be on the test. If you can't answer them all, reread subsection 2.20 and 2.21. 2.22. Alcohol, other drugs, and driving. 2.22.1. Alcohol and driving. Drinking alcohol and then driving is very dangerous and a serious problem. People who drink alcohol are involved in traffic crashes resulting in over 20,000 deaths every year. Alcohol impairs muscle coordination, reaction time, depth perception, and night vision. It also affects the parts of the brain that control judgment and inhibition. For some people, one drink is all it takes to show signs of impairment. How alcohol works. Alcohol goes directly into the bloodstream and is carried to the brain. After passing through the brain, a small percentage is removed in urine, perspiration, and by breathing, while the rest is carried to the liver. The liver can only process 1/3 an ounce of alcohol per hour, which is considerably less than the alcohol in a standard drink. This is a fixed rate, so only time, not black coffee or a cold shower, will sober you up. If you have drinks faster than your body can get rid of them, you will have more alcohol in your body, and your driving will be more affected. The blood alcohol concentration, BAC, commonly measures the amount of alcohol in your body. See Figure 2.22. Table, Figure 2.22. Caption reads, Approximate blood alcohol content. What is a drink? It is the alcohol in drinks that affect human performance. It doesn't make any difference whether that alcohol comes from a couple of beers, or from 2 glasses of wine, or 2 shots of hard liquor. Drinks, 0. Body weight in pounds, 100 through 240. BAC in all cases is 0.00. Effects, only safe driving limit. Drinks, 1. Body weight in pounds, 100. BAC 0.04. Body weight in pounds, 120. BAC 0.03. Body weight in pounds, 140. BAC 0.03. Body weight in pounds, 160. BAC 0.02. Body weight in pounds, 180. BAC 0.02. Body weight in pounds, 200. BAC 0.02. Body weight in pounds, 220. BAC 0.02. Body weight in pounds, 240. BAC 0.02. Effects, impairment begins. Drinks, 2. Body weight in pounds, 100. BAC 0.08. Body weight in pounds, 120. BAC 0.06. Body weight in pounds, 140. BAC 0.05. Body weight in pounds, 160. BAC 0.05. Body weight in pounds, 180. BAC 0.04. Body weight in pounds, 200. BAC 0.04. Body weight in pounds, 220. BAC 0.03. Body weight in pounds, 240. BAC .03. Effects: driving skills significantly affected, criminal penalties. Drinks: 3. Body weight in pounds 100, BAC .11. Body weight in pounds 120, BAC .09. Body weight in pounds 140, BAC .08. Body weight in pounds 160, BAC .07. Body weight in pounds 180, BAC .06. Body weight in pounds 200, BAC .06. Body weight in pounds 220, BAC .05. Body weight in pounds 240, BAC .05. Effects: driving skills significantly affected, criminal penalties. Drinks: 4. Body weight in pounds 100, BAC .15. Body weight in pounds 120, BAC .12. Body weight in pounds 140, BAC .11. Body weight in pounds 160, BAC .09. Body weight in pounds 180, BAC .08. Body weight in pounds 200, BAC .08. Body weight in pounds 220, BAC .07. Body weight in pounds 240, BAC .06. Effects: driving skills significantly affected, criminal penalties. Drinks: 5. Body weight in pounds 100, BAC .19. Body weight in pounds 120, BAC .16. Body weight in pounds 140, BAC .13. Body weight in pounds 160, BAC .12. Body weight in pounds 180, BAC .11. Body weight in pounds 200, BAC .09. Body weight in pounds 220, BAC .09. Body weight in pounds 240, BAC .08. Effects: driving skills significantly affected, criminal penalties. Drinks: 6. Body weight in pounds 100, BAC .23. Body weight in pounds 120, BAC .19. Body weight in pounds 140, BAC .16. Body weight in pounds 160, BAC .14. Body weight in pounds 180, BAC .13. Body weight in pounds 200, BAC .11. Body weight in pounds 220, BAC .10. Body weight in pounds 240, BAC .09. Effects: driving skills significantly affected, criminal penalties. Drinks: 7. Body weight in pounds 100, BAC .26. Body weight in pounds 120, BAC .22. Body weight in pounds 140, BAC .19. Body weight in pounds 160, BAC .16. Body weight in pounds 180, BAC .15. Body weight in pounds 200, BAC .13. Body weight in pounds 220, BAC .12. Body weight in pounds 240, BAC .11. Effects: legally intoxicated, criminal penalties. Drinks: 8. Body weight in pounds 100, BAC .30. Body weight in pounds 120, BAC .25. Body weight in pounds 140, BAC .21. Body weight in pounds 160, BAC .19. Body weight in pounds 180, BAC 0.17, body weight in pounds 200, BAC 0.15, body weight in pounds 220, BAC 0.14, body weight in pounds 240, BAC 0.13. Effects: legally intoxicated, criminal penalties. Drinks: 9, body weight in pounds 100, BAC 0.34, body weight in pounds 120, BAC 0.28, body weight in pounds 140, BAC 0.24, body weight in pounds 160, BAC 0.21, body weight in pounds 180, BAC 0.19, body weight in pounds 200, BAC 0.17, body weight in pounds 220, BAC 0.15, body weight in pounds 240, BAC 0.14. Effects: legally intoxicated, criminal penalties. Drinks: 10, body weight in pounds 100, BAC 0.38, body weight in pounds 120, BAC 0.31, body weight in pounds 140, BAC 0.27, body weight in pounds 160, BAC 0.23, body weight in pounds 180, BAC 0.21, body weight in pounds 200, BAC 0.19, body weight in pounds 220, BAC 0.17, body weight in pounds 240, BAC 0.16. Effects: legally intoxicated, criminal penalties. Subtract 0.01% for each 40 minutes of drinking. One drink is 1.5 ounces of 80 proof liquor, 12 ounces of beer, or 5 ounces of table wine. Continuing with the text. All of the following drinks contain the same amount of alcohol: a 12-ounce glass of 5% beer, a 5-ounce glass of 12% wine, a 1 1/2 ounce shot of 80 proof liquor. What determines blood alcohol concentration? BAC is determined by the amount of alcohol you drink. More alcohol means higher BAC. How fast you drink? Faster drinking person means higher BAC. And your weight. A small person doesn't have to drink as much to reach the same BAC. Alcohol and the brain. Alcohol affects more and more of the brain as BAC builds up. The first part of the brain affected controls judgment and self-control. One of the bad things about this is it can keep drinkers from knowing they are getting drunk. And, of course, good judgment and self-control are absolutely necessary for safe driving. As BAC continues to build up, muscle control, vision, and coordination are affected more and more. Effects on driving may include straddling lanes, quick, jerky starts, not signaling, failure to use lights, running stop signs and red lights, improper passing. See Figure 2.23. Chart, Figure 2.23, caption reads, Effects of increasing blood alcohol content. Blood alcohol content is the amount of alcohol in your blood recorded in milligrams of alcohol per 100 milliliters of blood. Your BAC depends on the amount of blood, which increases with weight, and the amount of alcohol you consume over time, how fast you drink. The faster you drink, the higher your BAC, as the liver can only handle about 1 drink per hour. The rest builds up in your blood. BAC 0.02. Effects on body: mellow feeling, slight body warmth. Effects on driving condition: less inhibited. BAC 0.05. Effects on body: noticeable relaxation. Effects on driving condition: less alert, less self-focused, coordination impairment begins. BAC 0.08. Effects on body: definite impairment in coordination and judgment. Effects on driving condition: drunk driving limit, impaired coordination and judgment. BAC 0.10. Note, BAC of 0.10 means that 0.1%, or 1/1000th, of your total blood content is alcohol. Continuing with the table. Effects on body: noisy, possible embarrassing behavior, mood swings. Effects on driving condition: reduction in reaction time. BAC 0.15. Effects on body: impaired balance and movement, clearly drunk. Effects on driving condition: unable to drive. BAC 0.30. Effects on body: many lose consciousness. Effects on driving condition: blank. BAC 0.40. Effects on body: most lose consciousness, some die. Effects on driving condition: blank. BAC 0.50. Effects on body: breathing stops, many die. Continuing with the text. These effects mean increased chances of a crash and chances of losing your driver's license. Crash statistics show that the chance of a crash is much greater for drivers who have been drinking than for drivers who have not. How alcohol affects driving. All drivers are affected by drinking alcohol. Alcohol affects judgment, vision, coordination, and reaction time. It causes serious driving errors, such as increased reaction time to hazards, driving too fast or too slow, driving in the wrong lane, running over the curb, weaving. 2.22.2 Other drugs. Besides alcohol, other legal and illegal drugs are being used more often. Laws prohibit possession or use of many drugs while on duty. They prohibit being under the influence of any controlled substance, amphetamines, including pep pills, uppers, and bennies, narcotics, or any other substance which can make the driver unsafe. This could include a variety of prescription and over-the-counter drugs, cold medicines, which may make the driver drowsy or otherwise affect safe driving ability. However, possession and use of a drug given to a driver by a doctor is permitted if the doctor informs the driver that it will not affect safe driving ability. Pay attention to warning labels for legitimate drugs and medicines and to doctor's orders regarding possible effects. Stay away from illegal drugs. Don't use any drug that hides fatigue. The only cure for fatigue is rest. Alcohol can make the effects of other drugs much worse. The safest rule is don't mix drugs with driving at all. Use of drugs can lead to traffic crashes resulting in death, injury, and property damage. Furthermore, it can lead to arrest, fines, and jail sentences. It can also mean the end of a person's driving career. 2.23. Staying alert and fit to drive. Driving a vehicle for long hours is tiring. Even the best of drivers will become less alert. However, there are things that good drivers do to help stay alert and safe. 2.23.1. Be ready to drive. Get enough sleep. Sleep is not like money. You can't save it up ahead of time and you can't borrow it. But, just as with money, you can go into debt with it. If you don't sleep enough, you owe more sleep to yourself. This debt can only be paid off by sleeping. You can't overcome it with willpower, and it won't go away by itself. The average person needs 7 or 8 hours of sleep every 24 hours. Leaving on a long trip when you're already tired is dangerous. If you have a long trip scheduled, make sure that you get enough sleep before you go. Schedule trips safely. Try to arrange your schedule so you are not in sleep debt before a long trip. Your body gets used to sleeping during certain hours. If you are driving during those hours, you will be less alert. If possible, try to schedule trips for the hours you are normally awake. Many heavy motor vehicle accidents occur between midnight and 6 a.m. Tired drivers can easily fall asleep at these times, especially if they don't regularly drive at those hours. Trying to push on and finish a long trip at these times can be very dangerous. Exercise regularly. Resistance to fatigue and improved sleep are among the benefits of regular exercise. Try to incorporate exercise into your daily life. Instead of sitting and watching TV in your sleeper, walk or jog a few laps around the parking lot. A little bit of daily exercise will give you energy throughout the day. Eat healthy. It is often hard for drivers to find healthy food, but with a little extra effort you can eat healthy even on the road. Try to find restaurants with healthy, balanced meals. If you must eat at fast food restaurants, pick low-fat items. Another simple way to reduce your caloric intake is to eliminate fattening snacks. Instead, try fruit or vegetables. Avoid medication. Many medicines can make you sleepy. Those that do have a label warning against operating vehicles or machinery. The most common medicine of this type is an ordinary cold pill. If you have to drive with a cold, you are better off suffering from the cold than from the effects of the medicine. Visit your doctor. Regular checkups literally can be lifesavers. Illnesses such as diabetes, heart disease, and skin and colon cancer can be detected easily and treated if found in time. You should consult your physician or a local sleep disorder center if you suffer from frequent daytime sleepiness, have difficulty sleeping at night, take frequent naps, fall asleep at strange times, snore loudly, gasp and choke in your sleep, and or wake up feeling as though you have not had enough sleep. 2.23.2 While you are driving. Keep cool. A hot, poorly ventilated vehicle can make you sleepy. Keep the window or vent cracked open, or use the air conditioner if you have one. Take breaks. Short breaks can keep you alert, but the time to take them is before you feel really drowsy or tired. Stop often. Walk around and inspect your vehicle. It may help to do some physical exercises. Be sure to take a mid-afternoon break and plan to sleep between midnight and 6 a.m. Recognize the danger signals of drowsy driving. Sleep is not voluntary. If you're drowsy, you can fall asleep and never even know it. If you are drowsy, you are likely to have micro-sleeps, brief naps that last around 4 or 5 seconds. At 55 miles an hour, that's more than 100 yards, and plenty of time for a crash. Even if you are not aware of being drowsy, if you have a sleep debt, you are still at risk. Here are a few ways to tell if you're about to fall asleep. If you experience any of these danger signs, take them as a warning that you could fall asleep without meaning to. Your eyes close or go out of focus by themselves. You have trouble keeping your head up. You can't stop yawning. You have wandering, disconnected thoughts. You don't remember driving the last few miles. You drift between lanes, tailgate, or miss traffic signs. You keep jerking the truck back into the lane. You have drifted off the road and narrowly missed crashing. If you have even one of these symptoms, you may be in danger of falling asleep. Pull off the road in a safe place and take a nap. 2.23.3 When you do become sleepy. When you are sleepy, trying to push on is far more dangerous than most drivers think. It is a major cause of fatal crashes. Here are some important rules to follow. Stop to sleep. When your body needs sleep, sleep is the only thing that will work. If you have to make a stop anyway, make it whenever you feel the first signs of sleepiness, even if it is earlier than you planned. By getting up a little earlier the next day, you can keep on schedule without the danger of driving while you are not alert. Take a nap. If you can't stop for the night, at least pull off at a safe place, such as a rest area or truck stop, and take a nap. A nap as short as a half hour will do more to overcome fatigue than a half-hour coffee stop. Avoid drugs. There are no drugs that can overcome being tired. While they may keep you awake for a while, they won't make you alert. and eventually you'll be even more tired than if you hadn't taken them at all. Sleep is the only thing that can overcome fatigue. Do not rely on coffee or another source of caffeine to keep you awake. Do not count on the radio, an open window, or other tricks to keep you awake. 2.23.4 Illness. Once in a while you may become so ill that you cannot operate a motor vehicle safely. If this happens to you, you must not drive. However, in case of an emergency, you may drive to the nearest place where you can safely stop. 2.24 Hazardous materials rules for all commercial drivers. All drivers should know something about hazardous materials. You must be able to recognize hazardous cargo, and you must know whether or not you can haul it without having a hazardous materials endorsement on your CDL license. 2.24.1 What are hazardous materials? Hazardous materials are products that pose a risk to health, safety, and property during transportation. See Figure 2.24. Table Figure 2.24. Class 1. Class name Explosives. Example, ammunition, dynamite, fireworks. Class 2. Class name Gases. Example, propane, oxygen, helium. Class 3. Class name Flammable. Example, gasoline fuel, acetone. Class 4. Class name Flammable Solids. Example, matches, fuses. Class 5. Class name Oxidizers. Example, ammonium nitrate, hydrogen peroxide. Class 6. Class name Poisons. Example, pesticides, arsenic. Class 7. Class name Radioactive. Example, uranium, plutonium. Class 8. Class name Corrosives. Example, hydrochloric acid, battery acid. Class 9. Class name Miscellaneous Hazardous Materials. Example, formaldehyde, asbestos. Class None. Class name ORM-D, Other Regulated Material, Domestic. Example, hairspray or charcoal. Class None. Class name Combustible Liquids. Example, fuel oils, lighter fluid. Continuing with the text. 2.24.2 Why are there rules? You must follow the many rules about transporting hazardous materials. The intent of the rules is to contain the product, communicate the risk, ensure safe drivers and equipment. To contain the product. Many hazardous products can injure or kill on contact. To protect drivers and others from contact, the rules tell shippers how to package safely. Similar rules tell drivers how to load, transport, and unload bulk tanks. These are containment rules. To communicate the risk. The shipper uses a shipping paper and diamond-shaped hazard labels to warn dock workers and drivers of the risk. After a crash or hazardous material spill or leak, you may be injured and unable to communicate the hazards of the materials you are transporting. Firefighters and police can prevent or reduce the amount of damage or injury at the scene if they know what hazardous materials are being transported. Your life, and the lives of others, may depend on quickly locating the hazardous materials shipping papers. For that reason, you must identify shipping papers related to hazardous materials or keep them on top of other shipping papers. You must also keep shipping papers in a pouch on the driver's door or in clear view within reach while driving or on the driver's seat when out of the vehicle. 2.24.3 Lists of regulated products. Placards must be used to warn others of hazardous materials. Placards are signs put on the outside of a vehicle that identify the hazard class of the cargo. A placarded vehicle must have at least 4 identical placards. They are put on the front, rear, and both sides. Placards must be readable from all four directions. They are at least 10 3/4 inches square, turned upright on a point in a diamond shape. Cargo tanks and other bulk packaging display the identification number of their contents on placards or orange panels. Identification numbers are a 4-digit code used by first responders to identify hazardous materials. An identification number may be used to identify more than one chemical on shipping papers. The identification number will be preceded by the letters NA or UN. The U.S. DOT Emergency Response Guidebook, ERG, lists the chemicals and the identification numbers assigned to them. Not all vehicles carrying hazardous materials need to have placards. The rules about placards are given in Section 9 of this manual. You can drive a vehicle that carries hazardous materials if it does not require placards. If it requires placards, you cannot drive it unless your driver's license has the hazardous materials endorsement. See Figure 2.25. Illustration, Figure 2.25. Caption reads, Placards. Reading down from the top, sorted by hazardous materials class. Explosives, Class 1. 1.6 explosives, Class 1. 1.4 explosives, Class 1. 1.5 blasting agents, Class 1. Inhalation hazard, Class 2. Oxygen, Class 2. Flammable gas, Class 2. Non-flammable gas, Class 2. Fuel oil, Class 3. Combustible, Class 3. Gasoline, Class 3. Flammable, Class 3. Dangerous when wet, Class 4. Spontaneously combustible, Class 4. Flammable solid, Class 4. Organic peroxide, Class 5.2. Organic peroxide, Class 5.2. Oxidizer, Class 5.1. Poison, Class 6. Inhalation hazard, Class 6. PG Roman numeral 3, Class 6. Radioactive, Class 7. Corrosive, Class 8. Continuing with the text. The rules require all drivers of placarded vehicles to learn how to safely load and transport hazardous products. They must have a commercial driver license with the hazardous materials endorsement. To get the required endorsement, you must pass a written test on material found in Section 9 of this manual. A tank endorsement is required for certain vehicles that transport liquids or gases. The liquid or gas does not have to be a hazardous material. A tank endorsement is only required if your vehicle needs a Class A or B CDL and your vehicle has a permanently mounted cargo tank of any capacity, or your vehicle is carrying a portable tank with a capacity of 1,000 gallons or more. Drivers who need the hazardous materials endorsement must learn the placard rules. If you do not know if your vehicle needs placards, ask your employer. Never drive a vehicle needing placards unless you have the hazardous materials endorsement. To do so is a crime. When stopped, you will be cited and you will not be allowed to drive your truck further. It will cost you time and money. A failure to placard when needed may risk your life and others if you have a crash. Emergency help will not know of your hazardous cargo. Hazardous materials drivers must also know which products they can load together and which they cannot. These rules are also in Section 9. Before loading a truck with more than one type of product, you must know if it is safe to load them together. If you do not know, ask your employer and consult the regulations. Subsections 2.22, 2.23, and 2.24. Test your knowledge. 1. Common medicines for colds can make you sleepy. True or false? 2. What should you do if you become sleepy while driving? 3. Coffee and a little fresh air will help a drinker sober up. True or false? 4. What is a hazardous materials placard? 5. Why are placards used? 6. What is sleep debt? 7. What are the danger signals of drowsy driving? These questions may be on the test. If you can't answer them all, reread subsections 2.22, 2.23, and 2.24.